And we are recording. This time we're joined by RPG Grandma. This is the part 2 of the Ravenhawk campaign. Let's start with Grandma telling us about her character.
I am good. The Minotaur Artificer from the Barrier Peaks. I've struck out and have been wandering the surface of the world looking for knowledge that I can bring back home because I think Minotaurs are going to be a race in trouble if they continue with just physical strength. We need knowledge strength as well.
Excellent. Now, Big Val RPG, tell us about your expectations for this game.
Expect to kill some things, have a lot of fun, and I'm a simple guy, so that's it.
Okay. And Eli, tell us about your expectations.
Yeah, I guess similar to Jace. In addition to to learning more about my powers and how they relate to the fiend who gives me these powers, and yeah.
Okay. For those of you watching at home, I'm going to tell you about some things that happened off screen. You may remember that Dwight was part of the group, but between when the player characters encountered this set of hidden steps leading downwards, this madness took over Dwight. He was affected by the mists, by the attack from the specter, and he wasn't exactly sane. As you could see, he was constantly talking to himself. So he was very fragile in his mind. And he suddenly jumped out of the window into the streets, into the mists, and he was gone. So although Jace and Marcus were quite distraught, they heard someone coming up the secret stairs, and it turned out to be Moo, at least as we humans can pronounce her name. They already knew her from back in Pitchfield. She's a fellow mercenary. And it turns out that Moo was also swallowed, well, almost swallowed by the mists while she was traveling with her group. She was the only survivor. They were returning from an escort mission. So she took shelter inside of this house. It's also important to note that when Jace and Marcus took a look outside where Dwight was supposed to have been fallen to his death, they noticed that now the mists are completely surrounding the house. Not even a 5-foot step remains between the mists and the house. So now they are deciding what to do, because in the previous part, after checking the dollhouse in the haunted room, now they know that there is a secret door in the library below, but they have just discovered or unraveled this secret staircase that leads below. And so it begins. You are all standing before the secret spiral staircase leading downwards.
New, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you, Jace and Marcus.
It's been quite some time.
It's unfortunate we meet in this house of woe.
Dark and desperate times.
Well, I guess I shall go down the stairs first.
I'll
have
cast light on my shield to give us light.
my crossbow out and ready to go. And I start down the stairs.
I'll follow closely behind.
I'll follow behind Jace.
Move down the stairs.
As you proceed downwards, you notice that these setups of steps, they are considerably dustier, filled with cobwebs when compared to the other sections of the house. It is very difficult to tell how deep this place is, but after descending perhaps 60 feet, you arrive at a landing. It is a very narrow tunnel, at most 4 feet wide from west to east, and it is 10 feet deep from north to south. All of the floors, the ceiling, the walls, they are made of a strange mixture of clay, earth and rock. At the end of this landing, or corridor rather, there is a dissection with one section going to the east, another one going to the west.
What do you guys think? Which direction should we try first?
I'm just gonna follow behind you.
Think we'll let the large one go today.
I'm going to choose east.
As we move forward to the tunnel, my light starts to flicker on my
As
shield.
you move forwards towards the east,
Yes.
you
Stepping
suddenly spot
cautiously.
that there are tracks on the floor. It seems like someone, like a human in barefoot, has been moving through this area. And as you turn to the east, you immediately notice another corridor leading to the south, and a corridor that it turns towards the north.
Aren't you good with labyrinths, New? Should be.
I've spent too much time up top.
Let's see.
North. I head north, checking
As
the
you proceed
floor.
north, you see that the corridor extends 5 feet towards the north, and a set of stone steps goes downwards, about 5 feet down.
Hold on a moment. Did the tracks stop? I can't shine my light down there to see if I can see any more tracks.
It seems that the tracks continue.
I think we're on the right path.
I sniff the air. We proceed with caution. Something's alive, or at least moving down here. Down the steps I go.
As you descend, the three of you suddenly hear this very subtle chanting, almost like a ghostly drone. Oh, oh. And suddenly Jace, he almost feels as if someone is rummaging through his stuff, as if someone is writing directly in his little notebook.
Marcus, is that you?
No, not at all. No.
Pull out my notebook. I'll pull out my notebook and begin reading it. What is this?
As soon as Jace opens his book, it reads, "He is the ancient, he is the land." And now Mu can see what is below. It is a 15 by 15 feet room with a square table at the center. Everything looks moldy, old, dusty. There are 4 chairs surrounding this table. And as an extension of this room to the west, there is a smaller room. It seems to be 10 feet wide from north to south, 15 feet deep from west to east, and spread out around this room, there are 4 alcoves with simple straw beds. From this room with the table, there is another corridor leading to the north.
I move forward and investigate the table.
I'll place my notebook back into my pouch and follow New.
The table looks ordinary, old, somewhat damaged. It has scratch marks, but it looks extraordinarily normal considering the nature of this place. You also notice from this distance that the corridor that leads north makes a sudden bend towards the west.
Is there any food on that dining table? See anything new?
I don't
The
see
dining
anything
table
else.
looks completely empty.
Perhaps let's check the alcoves.
Yes. I cautiously move towards one of the alcoves. That's closest.
After an inspection, it seems like no one has used these alcoves in ages.
I'm not good at tracking. The two of you seem far more knowledgeable at that skill. Do you still see the tracks that you mentioned before?
Start looking around the floor, see if I can see tracks.
It is
I'm
quite obvious
checking
that there are
markers.
still tracks.
Do you just see one set of tracks, or are
But
they multiple?
there are many, and they seem to be bare feet. Some of them perhaps have claws.
New, do you know anything about these treks?
I don't know what this could be other than a human being in and out of this area.
We heard wolves when we first arrived here. There wouldn't be wolves in here, would there?
Oh, we didn't tell you about what we saw here before you came here, but there was a family here, and both of their older children, which were still small, about 10 and 8. We found their bodies up in the third floor, but their baby brother was missing. There's something wrong with him. The children believe it was some demon or some creature, and the parents locked up the other 2 children for their protection. So we suspect that baby, who's some monster, or it is a monster, is down here. Their parents probably brought the child here. So that's why I asked about the tracks. Perhaps they belong to the parents.
But there's claw marks in these tracks here.
Perhaps that's the monster the children described, or the brother became this monster.
Perhaps.
And clearly something foul happened to the family who found the bones.
It's interesting.
Well, I'm inspecting the floor. I'm trying to find the newest tracks. That's what I'm doing right now, Jason Marcus. The ones that look to be the freshest.
You
What we
notice
need to
that
find.
without the expertise of a ranger, it is almost impossible to tell which tracks are newer, are more recent, or older.
If these were
Not
orcs or
well.
giants, I could easily tell, but this doesn't. I'm not well versed in nature. I'm a man of Palor.
Should
right.
we head back or proceed down this corridor to the north?
I'm going to proceed.
Okay, sounds good. We're here. Might as well.
New is a great leader. We'll follow her, Marcus.
I continue to cautiously and slowly move forward. Crossbow out, ready to go. Carried into the darkness, looking for, trying to follow the footprints as we move along.
The footprints continue down the north corridor. The corridor bends to the west, and there are a set of stone steps that go 5 feet lower. And from this distance, you can easily tell that it is a larger room. These steps lead to a 20 by 20 feet size room. At the center of this room, there is a well of about 4 feet in diameter, a stone well. And around this room, just like before, there are also alcoves, but the beds in this section, they look of a higher quality, wooden beds with straw-filled mattresses. And at the foot of each bed, you see a small foot locker 5 food lockers in total closed.
Mysterious.
What is that
Odyssey,
in the middle of the room?
Marcus, Jace, we
Yes,
do need to check the chests, but I also want to go check the well.
I agree with that.
Let me think here. I have rope. Tie the lantern onto a rope and lower it down the well to see if we can see anything. What do you guys
I can
think?
cast light onto your crossbow bolt, and you can shoot a
As you
bolt down
lower
there.
the lantern,
Right, you're lowering the lantern.
as you lower the
down
lantern,
the well.
you notice that the well is at least 30 feet deep. And attached to the side, there is a small rope with a bucket. The bucket seems to be at the bottom of the well. And the rope that is attached to this section of the well can easily be used to pull the bucket upwards.
All right, I bring back the lantern up. I'll take the rope off. Put that back in my bag, and I hand Jace his lantern back, and then I reach in and I pull up the bucket.
Hold the lantern for light.
So we can see the quality of the water or whatever is down there. Hopefully there's something in the bucket, and we'll see. If not, we can try to bring something up.
As you pull the bucket, and it is within your hand's distance, you see that it is filled with what appears to be clean water.
Not it.
I don't know. It looks clean. I don't think I want to drink it.
I'm not going to try it.
I say we check those lockers.
All right. Well, I put the bucket down next to the side of the well, inside the room, and let's see. There's 5 lockers. I head to one.
Oh, yep. Let's all check a different one.
Yep. So I get my thieves' tools out.
As you check the food lockers, you notice that they are easy to open. They open up quite easily. And inside, there are various objects. In total, you find 11 gold pieces, 60 gold pieces as well, 3 agates. They look valuable. You also find an eye patch with a carnelian attached to it. The stone itself also looks valuable. There is a silver and ivory hairbrush, also quite valuable, and a silvered short sword. While it doesn't look magical, you all know about myths and legends of silver weapons used against different supernatural creatures. But you can easily tell that if you wish to sell this sword, it will also be quite valuable.
What did you find in your boxes? I found 11 gold pieces. Drinking money.
I found the silver short sword.
Excellent.
The eye patch as well.
An eye patch.
I found 3 agates and a hairbrush.
Your hair will never look better.
As you were looking around the room, you notice that in the southwest section, specifically in the south wall, there is another corridor leading south.
I'll tie the
I go
lantern.
to-
Go ahead.
I move towards that south tunnel, looking at the floor, looking for more footprints, and listening.
I'll hand Marcus the lantern and continue.
You
following
notice that the footprints stop immediately in this south tunnel. and the chanting becomes a bit louder. That ghostly droning or chanting becomes a bit louder. In just at the end of this 5-foot corridor, very short corridor, there are a set of stone steps that lead downwards 5 feet again.
I continue forward. I stop. Marcus, any idea what the chanting is saying?
Doesn't sound familiar to me, but let me listen a bit closer.
I will also listen in. What is that? Strange.
You can barely tell the lyrics of this strange sound. It sounds something like, "He's the ancient, he is the land," constantly over and over.
I think we better hurry.
Yes, we better head on down.
You guys heard that too, correct?
Yes, I heard that, and it bodes not well. Let us go forth. So I continue down the stairs, leading the group.
This arrives to a 5-foot landing that turns into a corridor to the west. The corridor leads 15 feet to the west before you can appreciate what is beyond it, as a huge spider web creates a thin wall blocking the view. What does seem out of place is that there are no tracks whatsoever in this section, and it looks especially tidy when compared to the rest of the zone.
The trucks have stopped.
Spider web. I
No one
don't
likes
particularly
spiders.
like spiders.
I'll place my hand on News back and give her words of guidance and encouragement.
No, I'm thinking here.
Just a moment.
Everyone must
extend my-
make a will. Everyone must make a will perception roll. Wisdom perception roll.
Okay.
Wisdom perception roll.
Wisdom perception roll.
Okay.
8.
7.
Well,
Nothing seems to be out of place.
Just a couple little baby spiders. Nothing to worry about.
everything is so
The chanting grows louder.
tidy here.
This corridor is not a good place to be caught in. Maybe we should continue forward.
No, we need to continue forward.
Before we do, I would like to cast light onto your arrow in case it is dark ahead.
All right. Now I have a glowing crossbow bolt. Locked in my bolt. And moving forward towards the sound.
As Moo continues forward to the west, the ground below her suddenly collapses, and she
Reach
falls
out
down.
for her. I'll reach out
Make
for her.
a dexterity check.
That is
Jace, make a dexterity check as well.
where's my deal? Okay, dexterity. 21. 19 plus 2.
Jace reaches out and manages to catch her just in time, but she hurts her legs a little as she was almost going to fall into a spiked pit. She takes 5 points of damage, but it would have been much worse.
Oh, yes. But thank you, Jace, for rescuing me.
You're welcome. Are you hurt at all?
Just slightly.
Do you need any healing done?
Not yet.
This
You're-
spiked pit creates an obstacle because it creates a hazardous. It would require a jump to get across to the west.
Let me take a closer look. I'll look to try to determine how far the jump would be if we attempted to jump.
It will be a 5-foot jump. And from this distance, Marcus notices that there is another corridor leading to the south, close to you, next to the landing that you have just stepped off.
Marcus, I'm going to go towards that opening and check to hear if the sounds we're hearing is coming from there. Versus having to make this.
As Moo approaches the south opening, she immediately notices another set of steps, but these ones lead upwards about 5 feet, and the sound of the chanting doesn't sound so loud from this section.
You know, we can, if we go back, those beds were about 6 feet long. We could probably throw a bed over this 5-foot gap and just use it sort of as a makeshift bridge.
That's an excellent idea.
It'll take some time, but I agree. That is a great idea.
I mean, that's the only way we're going to get closer. I mean, we could attempt to jump, but if we miss that jump, it's going to be pretty bad.
Yes.
I'm not a jumping man.
All right. I agree. So
We'll spend some time building a makeshift bridge.
head back to the outflow where the well is. So, I guess I'll go in front as well. But please, who's in the rear? Marcus, you going to be
Yes.
in the rear?
Yep, I'll keep an eye out.
Keep an eye on her tail. All right. As quickly as we can move, I'm going quickly.
Oh, sure, the way.
Towards the
The beds.
back towards the beds. And moving. So
Your task is easily accomplished. You take a bed and you can easily place it on top of across the pit.
Who's first?
all right. I'll go first.
Remember my words of guidance, encouragement.
Thank you, Jace.
Of course. Thank Paylor.
I move across the boards to the other side.
The bed is just sturdy enough to serve as a bridge. You get across safely, and now you can see through the curtain of webs. You notice that the corridor continues west about 15 feet, and there are a set of steps that go down again. And before that, there is another corridor that leads to the south.
Marcus, you're a genius. I quickly follow to catch up behind you.
All right. I go to the second corridor and I listen. And I'm listening for that chanting.
You're absolutely certain that you can hear the chanting coming from the west, from the steps going down. And from the corridor that leads towards the south, that immediately turns into a set of steps, you can hear nothing at all. The chanting, the sounds definitely come from the west.
All right. I proceed to the west.
Ready your fancy sword, Marcus. We may need it.
Yes. I'm actually skilled in it, so
I'm looking at the floor, looking for tracks and listening.
I'll make sure to bring my mace next time.
And moving as stealthily as a big old minotaur can.
You arrive at a landing that goes 5 feet to the north and turns to the east into a set of steps that leads downwards.
Down we go.
Down, continuing down, deeper and deeper.
Marcus
into the
seems to be
monster's lair.
standing just behind you. Now, you arrive at a huge room. It is much larger when compared to the other ones. This room is, by your estimation, about 30 feet from north to south and 15 feet wide from west to east. And it is a gallery filled with all sorts of macabre objects. You can see a hand standing in a crystal case. There is what appears to be a dry eyeball in another compartment. Many alcoves, many niches, housing all sorts of things. A folded cloak that seems to be made out of skin. There is also a shrunken halfling head, apparently. Jace and Marcus immediately identify these subjects as being worthless, as if some sort of low-level practitioner was trying to accomplish something, create some sort of ritual room of sorts. But what is of most interest is that this gallery has two exits that lead to the west. One located in the southwest section of the west wall, and the other one on the northwest section.
Interesting
Alright.
knickknacks, but nothing of value here.
I go to the northwest exit and I listen.
You suddenly realize that the chanting has stopped.
Not good.
Going to investigate this room further.
I'll check the other hallway. Perhaps they heard us coming.
Perhaps there's a hidden item in here somewhere.
Okay.
Jace finds nothing of value. It is completely worthless. It is almost as if someone was playing make-believe, trying to be some sort of sorcerer or wizard or necromancer. Marcus realizes that the southwest corridor is partially flooded, and it is locked by a gate. The gate seems to bar the entrance to an even larger room. This larger room is probably 60 by 60 feet in size. And from this distance, at least between the bars of this gate, you notice that it is almost completely flooded, except for a platform at the center of that room.
I don't do water.
Who here can swim?
I can swim, but I don't know if I want to swim there. I mean, I could probably get past the gate, but who knows what's under that water. I mean, we should check this gallery room. We did find...
They're poorer than I am. I do not think there's much value here.
I'm looking down the northeast.
New. What if you shot your bolt into the water? The light may reveal something.
Well, did you check this room for secret doors, Jace? Because we did find some up above. Several floors. There were several secret
I could give it
entrances.
another look if you wish.
I wasn't sure if you were looking for that or you were just looking at to see if you found anything valuable.
Anything interesting, but perhaps there is a secret door here. You are correct. I will investigate this.
I can give you a hand. I wasn't sure if you did it already.
As you look around, you find nothing noteworthy, but Mu does spot that the corridor in the northwest continues 5 feet to the north and bends to the west immediately.
Nothing here.
Before we proceed, per your request, I'm looking around for a small object, a rock, anything like that. I'm looking. I'm trying to find, guys, can you help me? Find a rock, a little
I
piece
will.
of rubble, any little old object will do.
How about the halfling head? It is shrunken, it's already round, and is easy to throw, perhaps.
I take the halfling head and with my tools, I start doing things to it, and it creates a light. I have a glowing halfling head, nice 5-foot radius light, and
Beautiful.
I toss it into the water. You guys wanted to know what was in the water.
I hope it doesn't float.
As
for
you
too long.
accomplish just that, you reveal that at the center of the platform, there is a small altar. And you manage to catch the glimpse of something at the far west side of this flooded room. It seems to be some sort of niche or cavern within this room, far on the west, and a pile of plants, bones, debris lies within that sort of small cavern.
What did you see?
My instinct says, gentlemen, we should not go in there.
I've always listened to you, New.
I mean, there is an altar there. We heard chanting typically. There's a ritual to be had. There's an altar.
I could probably help raise the gate, but I do not like water, and I don't want to go into the water. I don't know what's underneath the water.
I agree.
What if you fire your crossbolts into the water with a light attached to it? It would reveal something. If there's monsters.
All right.
I've already casted light onto your bolt.
Right. I'm thinking. All right. I approach the gate, and I carefully aim my bolt, my crossbow, at the cavern, at the pile of stuff, the bones, and
Isn't it the water you're afraid of?
I'm terrified of water,
Shoot it into the water.
but I'm terrified also of what may be in the water. So I'm choosing to shoot at that cavern, that enclave, whatever.
The cavern beyond the gate.
Yeah, because what I'm thinking, gentlemen, is if there is a monster, that is where it lives.
Perhaps you're correct.
So I go ahead and fire.
You shoot your bolt, and it sticks into the mound of vines, debris. It seems that there is nothing else, but you do notice that there is a corpse that looks somewhat recent within that pile of debris vines.
Something's living in there. That's a recent corpse.
Doesn't look too good.
I'll walk up closer to see if that corpse is within the 30-foot range of my mage hand, to see if perhaps I can tug and push at this body to see if I get any response. Is it trying to determine if my spell would reach?
It is too far away. It is about 65 feet away.
is interesting. Should we draw straws to see who will swim? Or should we continue down the other corridor?
I vote for dry land myself.
Can you tell? Do those bodies look wet? How did they get there if they're not wet?
The corpse seems to be dry.
Dry corpses, wet room. Perhaps somebody's feeding this thing, whatever it is that lives in there. We do have footprints. We know somebody's moving around. Chanting. Somebody was chanting.
Well, it seems this looks far too dangerous for us right at the moment. Perhaps we should go down the other corridor and see what that leads to. And if it's nothing, we'll come back here then and proceed.
We can always backtrack. Absolutely. All right. So I continue. We head to the other exit and continue down that hallway. I'm in front. I've got a bolt automatically reloaded in my crossbow when I fired the last one.
The corridor bends to the north, about 15 feet to the north, and then bends to the west. From this distance, you can see that there is some sort of jail or cell area to the west. To the sides, there are many small cells with skeletons hanging from chains from the walls.
Those skeletons look human. To you, New.
I'm inspecting the skeletons.
I'll approach the skeletons.
They all look human, and one of them seems to have some sort of satchel.
I reach and take the satchel off.
It seems to be almost empty, but there is a small object within it. If you open it, perhaps you can pull it out.
Okay, I reach in and I try to pull, or grab the object and pull it out for inspection.
You find a gold ring. It doesn't seem magical at all, but it does look valuable. Everyone must make a wisdom perception roll.
Oh.
Nat 20.
13.
Stick.
Marcus immediately spots some sort of, it seems to be a secret door on the south of this cell area, leading to the flooded room.
I was hoping this happened.
You can easily slide this door to the side.
I can see the flooded room here. This is probably how those bodies got there, and they're not soaking wet. I hope.
But the question is, what killed them?
It's a very good question. Did your ring say anything on it?
It has no features whatsoever.
It's just a nice gold ring.
If
Put
need
it
be,
back in
Jace,
the-
can you heal me from a distance, Jace, or do you have to be within touching distance?
I have to be within distance. I have to be very close until I take a rest. I feel more powerful after a long rest.
I will go ahead and I'll lead since New doesn't like the water. I'll happily lead. I'll just make sure to run back to you if I need help, Jace.
Of course.
Um,
I'll place
Perhaps-
a hand and give you words of encouragement and guidance as well.
Perhaps the two of you should just stay further back, maybe 15 to 20 feet back, and I'll try to stealth in case there's something there. I can get a look without making a sound. I'll approach toward the flooded room as quietly as I can, trying not to be noticed.
Marcus, make a dexterity stealth roll.
16.
You can now appreciate the layout of this flooded room. Around the sides, there are stone bridges, 5 feet wide, and they line up all of the walls. It is easily enough for you to move through those stone bridges, but some areas are definitely, they collapse into the water. So at the very least, you will have to get your boots wet. At the very center of this room, as you have seen from outside, there is a stone platform with a small rectangular altar. Marcus can see that the stone altar has been stained with blood.
Do you see anything out there?
Shh. I'll take a closer look to see if there's anything here that might have caused the stain of blood. I'll peer into the water.
I'm scanning the water.
The water seems to be completely clean as far as you can tell. But you do notice that if you wanted to inspect either the mound of the corpses, skulls, vines, or the center platform, you will need to get your legs wet at least to your thighs.
I think the coast is clear. I don't see anything. I'm gonna have to go further in, but I think it'd be better if the two of you came in here with me. I think the coast is clear for now.
I'll follow Marcus.
Well,
Cautiously put my hoof in the water. One hoof.
I'll go. I can go first, New, if you like.
You don't like water.
I splashed New a little bit. It's fine.
Ugh, nasty stuff. Keep it away.
Does it taste good? I'll give it a sip.
As soon as the three of you are inside, you are surrounded by a manifestation of a ghostly crowd. Many ghosts wearing robes, tunics. You cannot see their faces. Where their faces should be, there is only a gray area. And they start to chant. They say, "One must die, one must die," constantly. Everyone make an intelligence religion check.
Dirty 20.
12.
Jace
Okay,
identifies that you need to sacrifice some living creature in this place according to their chanting, to their manifestation, in order for something to happen.
I think that body was used for a sacrifice. This is what it feels like. Is it still alive?
Why would you want to help them make something happen? Guys.
I don't know. I'm always up for an adventure.
They seem to be getting annoyed and angrier. They continue to chant rapidly, "One must die, one must die, one must die."
Can you see the corpse from here, Marcus?
We have to get closer. I'm sure it's dead, but I can get closer and take a look. I begin walking closer.
As Marcus approaches the mound, the spirits yell in an angry voice, "Loigor, destroy the profane." And you see as this shambling mound takes shape into a huge monster, almost the size of an ogre, almost. It lifts itself up with its skulls, vines, the corpse that you saw from the distance. It is all part of the creature's body. Everyone roll initiative.
I hate ogres.
Grandma, what did you roll?
4.
Jace, what did you roll?
14.
7.
Now, Jace connect.
I see it form. I immediately, with hate, snap my fingers to cast Sacred Flame on it. But instead of a normal flame, you can see living souls trying to escape out of it. Needs a dexterity throw.
It is a miss. Roll damage. The creature has missed.
2 radiant damage.
The creature just cut up a bit of magical sparks, flames, but that was it, and it continues to move forward. Now, Marcus connects.
I will do nothing at this moment. I'll just stand back.
Now, Moo connects.
I shoot my crossbow. It's a 7.
The bolt completely misses its target. Now the mound approaches Marcus and attempts to engulf him. It missed both of its attacks as Marcus dodged to the side. And now Jace connect once more.
Again, the Sacred Flame rises off of it, and it looks like women, men, children, their little souls are trying to escape out of the flame. It's very odd. This never happens. Dexterity throw.
1. Roll damage.
Oh. 7 points of radiant damage.
The creature was so clumsy that it actually took extra damage from that attack. Now Marcus gets to act.
I look at the creature. My left hand begins to glow blue, but something different happens this time. I see a skull form in my hand. I don't have time to think about this. And I toss an Eldritch Blast. Vi damnum! Eldritch Blast toward the creature.
Make your roll.
16.
It's a hit. Roll damage.
6 damage.
The creature is affected, but it continues. Now Nu connects.
I cast Lightning Lure. Weird lightning shoots out from me. Strange colors that lightning doesn't come in. Putrid colors. And it strikes the creature. And I am pulling it towards me. It must use all its strength.
It rolled a 19 of strength.
It breaks three.
But that is not all. You notice that the lightning actually empowers the creature. It seems to have healed it in some way.
This is not how I like to learn things, gentlemen.
And now the creature attempts to engulf Moo.
No!
No.
It rolled a 16.
I have armor class of
What's
17.
the armor class?
17.
It missed. And now Jace gets to act.
I'm going to observe the battlefield and prepare to dodge an attack coming for me next.
Now Marcus can act.
Once again, what should be a white and blue orb is a skull, and I shoot another Eldritch Blast at this creature.
Make your roll.
A 16 again.
Roll damage.
11 points of force damage.
And so the creature is impacted. It shakes back and forth, but it's still going. Now Moo gets to act.
In anger, I roar. And I charge at the beast with my horns down. 11. 14.
The horns do not strike, but you still have a chance to attack with a melee weapon.
I slash at him with my hand axe. 7.
The creature deflects it aside easily. And it continues to attack Moo. It is a 17 and 12. It is a hit. $12 of damage.
Oh. Oh.
No!
I'm collapsing.
Don't die!
0.
Jace, you notice that the creature is completely focused, distracted on Moo.
I'll rush to new sides and try to embrace her as I cast Cure Wounds on her.
Make your roll.
Is 11 points of healing.
You heal that and Moo feels much better. Marcus is now with
Moo,
the
stay
enemy
with
in
us.
sight.
I'll hold this thing off once again. V damnum! Another Eldritch Blast.
Make your roll.
21. 21.
Roll damage.
11 points of damage.
Moo can act immediately thanks to Jace's help.
I charge at the creature again with everything I've got, with my action hand. 8 and 3 is 11.
The creature easily bats aside the axe, but now has its sights on Jace.
If it comes to attack me, I cast Warding Flare, giving it disadvantage if it can be blinded.
12 and 8. It seems that the creature is affected by this attack, by this blindness.
Attacks.
Now Jace can counterattack.
Again, I give it another sacred flame to burn it with holy power.
7.
It burns with holy power.
Roll damage.
4 points of radiance.
Marcus finds his chance to attack.
This thing's not going down anytime soon. Fire starts forming in my hands, and my hands become demonic looking. Marcus looks at them strangely. Ignis Manus, burning hands. Dex 14 saving throw.
$22. The creature is unharmed.
It's half damage for fire.
Roll damage.
15, so 7.
The creature seems to be about to collapse, but it's still going. Now Mu has the chance to strike.
Striking with my axe. Oh, thankfully. So that is 21.
Roll damage.
Six, 3, 9. Oh, wait, no, it's 6. Sorry. Wrong thing.
The mound is just about to collapse. Just a bit more, perhaps, but it turns its attention towards Jace and once again attacks with both of its arms.
I'll raise my shield.
Get out of there, Jace.
I could take it.
One is a 7, but the other one is a natural 20.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
16 damage.
Jace.
16?
16 damage.
Oh, I fall. I'm barely up though. Barely there.
If Jace still stands, he can strike.
Can't heal myself, you guys. This is all I got. One last sacred flame.
$17.
Doesn't take no damage.
So it misses.
It misses.
Jace,
Now
freak back.
Marcus has a chance to
Sorry.
act.
V Damnum, another Eldritch Blast. 18 to hit.
Make your roll.
9 damage.
Roll damage.
9 damage. It was 18 to hit, 9 damage.
The creature explodes.
Oh, in my
Vines,
face!
corpses, all of the
Ugh.
debris, they explode outwards.
As the creature is
You
exploding,
notice that the ghostly apparitions are no more.
right as it was
The creature is
exploding,
no more, absolutely gone, spread across throughout the room.
as the creature was exploding, an energy from the creature fills me, giving me temporary hit points, 6 temporary hit points.
You obtain energy from the life force flows into you, but suddenly the entire place starts to shake. It almost looks as if the entire place is about to collapse.
Let's get out of here. I grabbed Jace.
Ugh. Get up with the help of New. Thank you. It was a close call.
I'm throwing him over me.
Too close. Too close.
Let's hustle.
I begin running
And
out.
I am booking it out of there. I am running. That's just my little hoof piece of carry me. With Jace.
You,
Hold
as you
it
leave this room,
tightly.
you notice that all of the underground complex is also about to collapse. Pieces of the ceiling are falling.
Are we gonna make it,
We
Jack?
need to make it to that
You're
corridor that
now
goes up.
at the cell from where you enter the cell area. You retrace your steps easily, but the entire place, it is so precarious. Everything is falling apart. You can easily make it up to the upper section. And now you stand where you use the bed as the bridge.
All right.
We have to keep going. If this place collapses,
We have to get across that bridge.
Or
So I'm
you
crossing the
make it
bridge.
across,
Dragon Jason.
but the bed, just after you crosses it, after you cross it, it collapses because of the weight of Jace and Moo. Now
Marcus.
you're continuing. You can easily retrace your steps upwards if you.
Marcus,
Continuing up. Let's keep going. Let's keep moving. Hustle, hustle, hustle.
Let's go.
Up, up, up.
I just hold on to her. I'm so close.
As you
to dying.
continue,
Stay with me, buddy. Stay
both
with us,
Moo
Marcus.
and Marcus take 1 point of damage from debris that is falling. Moo and Marcus takes each 1 point of damage.
Yes. Ouch.
You are now at the foot of the spiral staircase that leads to the mansion, to the house.
I'm just chugging full on up those stairs.
I hope that chanting and that creature we killed was whatever it was that's going to let us leave this
Huffing
place.
and puffing.
I'm still holding on, and I have my shield above my head in case anything.
Come on,
falls.
come on, come on.
As you continue and go up, you now arrive at the 4th floor of the house, and you notice that things here, they are not collapsing, but something is not entirely right. You immediately notice that the door that gives access to this room, instead of having a door, the doorway has these sights, sharp-looking sights, going up and down. They seem to be following a particular pattern. You would require either great skill to move across that doorway or identify the pattern.
What's going on up there, you guys?
I put Jace down,
Oh, thank you.
and
Are
go
there any windows?
over.
We could just jump out. I don't see any though.
4th-story fall is not pleasant.
Yes.
You notice that the west window that Dwight used to commit suicide is completely blocked by bricks, which is abnormal. Those bricks were not there before.
Oh,
This house doesn't want us to leave.
but leave we
Cursed
shall.
place. Cursed, I tell you, cursed.
You are absolutely certain, however, that this house, the house section, is not collapsing.
I'm going to look at that pattern to see if I can identify it, then try to get a closer look to see exactly what I'm looking at.
I accompany Marcus.
Make an
with pattern
intelligence
as
check,
well.
Marcus.
3.
What is? Do you
I have
need help?
no
What
idea.
is this?
You
What
cannot
is-
make
what is
sense
that?
of the pattern. Moo, make
have-
an intelligence check.
It makes no sense to me whatsoever. I've never seen anything like it.
Oh, I have a headache, but perhaps I could give it a look.
Intelligence 16.
Moo can identify the pattern. Moo can easily move across or even toss Jace across if she wanted to.
All right. Get Jace, and we move across.
Oh, you threw me across. Could have warned me next time.
Do you see how I did that, Marcus?
Are you
Jace
tossing
is
me across
easily
next?
across the doorway.
You're so strong. So strong.
Moo is sure that she can also throw Marcus.
I throw Marcus across.
Ah!
I roll out of the way.
Moo can throw Marcus as well.
Then I go across.
You are
I
now
pick
on the
both of
other
you up.
side. You stand at the landing with the staircase that leads downwards with the steps that lead below through the mansion.
Marcus. Take this. I pull out the skull resurrection and hand it to him, just in case. I'll give that to him.
I'll grab it. Thank you. Hopefully we don't need it.
Hopefully.
All right, gentlemen, shall we proceed?
I'll look. Are there any windows I can see on this floor as I look around?
Does this place look secure at all, though?
I just want to know if the fog is out there. We leave this place. Let me look through one of the windows. I'll be right
all
back.
about the fog. I forgot all about that.
What do you see, Marcus?
You notice that all of the windows that you have revealed so far, at least in this floor, they are completely blocked by bricks.
I think we're gonna have to go down to the first floor. Something about this place. They're all covered in bricks. Let's just keep working our way down.
All right.
Does this place look secure, though? Maybe perhaps a small rest, or you think we should continue?
I think we should continue and head out. Who knows if this place is going to collapse? It seems stable now, but who knows?
Perhaps I'll fall behind you in case something attacks us from the front.
Are you all right, or do you need help moving, Jace?
I can move a bit.
So I'm in the lead, and we're heading down.
Jason's sure that with a short rest, he could recover some of his hit points with using his hit dice.
You want to rest?
It would be best if there's more monsters. I'm afraid we will be down instantly.
Rest then.
A short rest then?
Short
I don't think
rest.
we want to rest long here. Let's take a...
And so you take a short rest. You can spend a number of your hit dice to recover hit points.
All right, okay.
Make your
All
rolls.
right. I got one.
Yes.
Oh well.
That was much better, you guys. I feel well
Must
rested.
be more injured than I realized.
It was too close. I was almost a goner.
You're strong, Jace. Don't worry. You won't be left out of the herd.
Now you continue downwards.
Give a little stretch.
Continue walking, looking and listening. I got my crossbow out.
You need light up there.
The house seems to be in complete silence.
Eerie silence.
Not even a cricket. Moving
And at
down.
the bottom, you can easily make your way through the downward steps into the bedroom that you use to access this section of the house. But the east doorway is once again with this procession of sights going up and down with a particular pattern.
Okay, move
It is a
forward
different
to
pattern.
investigate the pattern.
Make an intelligence check if you wish to investigate the pattern.
You think you could throw me again?
17.
Once again, Moo is certain of the pattern.
So I pick Jace up and I toss him through.
Today I learned to fly.
Marcus, come
Easily
here.
accomplished.
Pick you
I
up.
walk over with my head down.
It's great fun, Marcus.
Tuck and roll. Tuck and roll. Toss it through. And then I
Marcus
cross.
makes it across. Move as well. You are now at the landing with the spiral staircase going downwards.
I think this is the second floor, perhaps the first, I hope. I think it's a second, but I'm hoping I'm wrong and it's the first
You are
floor.
currently at the third floor.
Let's make haste of this house and continue down.
You continue down the stairs. You can continue going down because the spiral staircase reaches to the first floor. You are now at the first floor, and you notice that the doorway that leads to the west is again with this procession of sights following a different pattern when compared to the one above.
What do you think, Marcus? You think we could handle this one? Let's give this a moment.
I'm just trying to see if this is something more magical than I am pretty versed in Arcana, but I've had trouble with the other ones. Let me take a closer look.
Those that wish to inspect the pattern and make an intelligence roll.
I'm checking the pattern.
16.
18.
11.
Everyone except Marcus identifies the pattern.
This looks easy
Marcus.
enough. What about you, Marcus? Do you understand it now?
Not at all, you show off. No. I guess I'm going to get tossed around yet again.
Perhaps.
Grab Marcus. Toss him through.
I can do it
He
myself
makes
this
it
time.
safely.
I take a running jump through.
Okay. And I cross.
You all make it through, and now you are at the front entrance of the house. You notice that the mists are gone, completely gone, and you see a street. There is even a man across the street trying to open the door to his house.
Sir, where did the mist go?
The man looks at you with a dull gaze, almost depressed, half asleep, and he says, "The mist? Yes, it comes and goes at times." And he turns around and continues to open the door to his house.
Even the people are depressed here, Marcus.
Jace, perhaps Dwight's wagon and his dogs, or at least his wagon with your gear still here?
That would be nice. Well, I will investigate that.
Everything is
Outside
gone.
the house.
There is not even a splash of blood where Dwight should have been. It seems as if the mists took everything.
Oh,
Is this where
I guess
your
we're-
train fell?
I guess we might have to find somewhere to do some shopping, huh, Jace?
It would seem so.
I
I was
could
really
use
looking forward to those apples.
I could use a quarterstaff.
Look around the road. Looking
There are
for.
We'll give
There are
investigate for
two things that Moo spots. At the far end of the street, moving towards the west, you see a blond man with a vest, with a certain determination or spring to his step, and he disappears just across the street, going into the next block. But you also spot an old lady with a wagon, a wooden wagon. She seems to be transporting some sort of food, and she is hunchbacked and moving very slowly.
I'll approach this woman and ask her if she needs any help.
I walk up to the lady. Do you need help, ma'am?
No, not so loud. These people are fragile and depressed. They might eat you.
The old woman looks at Moo, and she has one of the ugliest faces you have ever seen. Huge nose, sorts of pimples and zits. And she looks at you, almost half closes her eyes, and with a laugh says, "No, thank you, dearie." And she seems to be in a hurry trying to continue her road, her path.
Have a blessed day.
Thank you, without even turning back.
Well, there's one pleasant person that lives here, I assume.
I vote we follow the direction the young man went.
Marcus?
Yeah, are you okay with your equipment, or should we stop somewhere and try to buy some equipment for you?
Paylor blesses me with many gifts. I think we shall be fine.
As you continue following this man to the west, thanks to Marcus's expertise concerning cities, you can easily follow him quite close. He walks about half a block, and then he turns towards the north to a building with light from its inside. It seems to be some sort of tavern or inn, and he goes into this building.
Ooh, a tavern.
To the pub,
Is that what
gentlemen? The pub?
To the pub.
I think we deserve it after all of that. A
To
proper
the pub
rest.
it is.
A proper rest overnight would be nice as
Would
well.
be
Perhaps they have
fabulous.
rooms, or we could find an inn, but that definitely head to this tavern.
As you continue, the tavern seems to be humble, to say the least. It doesn't even have a sign. I know, you finally notice it. The sign is so worn by the weather. It reads, "Blood on the Vine Tavern." But you see that the N is kind of like scribbled, almost like as if they wanted to cover up the Blood of the Vine name. The doors are wide open. And inside, you can see 4 people. Just close to the fireplace, you see the blonde man drinking from a glass of wine, what appears to be wine. You see the barkeep and 3 women that are dressed exactly like Ari, the man who gave you the invitation to this village of Barovia. They are dressed in reds, whites, and yellows. The 3 women seem to be laughing and chatting, while the blonde man seems to be deep in thought.
I never got a chance to ask you, where are we, gentlemen?
How would you say it? Bavaria.
Barovia. Wait, we have
Barovia.
it. We have it in that. Wait, do you have that, Jace, or do I?
I think you have
The
it.
letter. Let me check again.
As he checks.
Marcus pulls out the letter, and it says Barovia.
Barovia. Interesting name.
There's a burgomaster that we're supposed to see here. I believe Kolian was his name.
Kolian? Is that how
It
you say
reads
it? Kolian.
Kolyan Indirovich.
Has
Suddenly,
anybody seen Kolian?
Well, that's subtle. I was going to ask the.
at the
That's
sound
fine.
of that name, the barkeep looks at you with a puzzled expression. The 3 women sitting in that table look at you and they smirk a little. And the blonde man looks at you with his full attention, with a worried expression. And he says,
I got everyone's attention.
"You are looking for my father."
Yes. He's supposed to buy us drinks when we got here.
"Come, sit. Barkeep, give these fine newcomers, visitors," he says, 3 glasses of wine.
Thank you. Very generous.
This man looks at the 3 of you and says, "I am Ismark, son of the Burgomaster." "Who might you be?"
I am Marcus.
I am Guru!
I'm Jace. humble cleric.
You are not from this, how do wizards say it? Plane of existence, correct?
I think we're from here.
I'm very
Are,
confused.
are you saying we are not on Orith?
This is the Valley of Barovia. Sometimes we have visitors from other places. About a year ago, a powerful wizard dressed in a similar way to you came. He had a beard. He had a strange name. More than something the like. So I am definitely sure you are travelers across planes just like him.
What plane is this then?
Outsiders refer to this place as the demi-plane of dread.
You couldn't find a pleasant? No, no,
You said you
no.
were looking for my father, correct?
Yes, sir. Take a sip of the wine.
He has passed away. He has been dead for a week.
Oh, we just
We just saw him, I feel.
no. He sent word. He sent someone who gave us this letter here. I guess your sister's missing, or your sister needs help.
Let me check that letter. This is fake. It has the seal of the devil Strahd. Look. And he displays the seal, the red wax seal of the raven, the sort of like a draconic looking raven in front of a shield. This is a forgery, and my sister, she is in danger. But this was not written by my father.
Who is this Strahd?
He is a vile devil. He is the tyrant of this world. And suddenly the women that are sitting at the table, they say, well, some consider him a god. And he steps forward towards those women. This is one of your Bistani tricks, isn't it? One of you played this horrible prank upon these adventurers. And one of the women says, now, don't get angry, Ismark. Let us take a look at the letter. Friends,
man
if you
who gave
will,
us-
please let me show them the letter.
The man who did give us his letter was dressed similarly to those women.
You see that this Marcus fellow, he speaks the truth, I am certain. Take a look at this letter, you three. They take like a passing glance of the letter. They take a quick look. And they're like, well, there is Arrigal. He is skilled at such pranks.
Where could we find
And
this
how-
prankster at?
How are you related to the prankster, ladies?
We are all Vistani. We are many clans, but we are not exactly close to each other, only if it's in our convenience. Arrigal usually camps far, far to the west. And one of the other women says, you know what you should do? You should speak with Madame Eva. She has a camp not far from here, but also to the west. Just follow the road towards the... Keep going northwards.
Are you sure about that?
Is she Vastani like you as well?
Yes, but she is much more powerful. She can read your fortune. If this is your fate, if you are fated to be in this demi-plane, then she will know the way forward. Ismark interrupts suddenly. Listen, friends, before you consider anything, I do need your help. You are here on the request of helping someone, correct? I am knowledgeable about this entire place. Let me come with you. But first, let us visit my sister Irina.
Doesn't sound like a bad idea.
Sounds good to me. I put my drink down.
Toss it back.
Then we are off. The young man Ismark finishes his drink, waits for you to finish your wine glass, and he steps out of the tavern, walking southwards, waiting for you to follow him.
I follow quickly behind.
As well. I
That's
follow.
me as well.
After moving a block, and as you pass a house, you notice the sound of wailing and crying inside of a house as you are making your way through.
Are people always whining and crying here? It's a very depressing place.
Yes, there are many rumors. Some people say that half of the people in this village have no souls. They say that Strahd is actually the one responsible for the existence of this land. I am sometimes uncertain if I have a soul or not, but at least I am glad that I am different from the rest. But that house where you hear those cries, they are different. Mad Mary lives in that house.
Who's Mad Mary?
She is a woman that is best avoided. Nobody usually pays attention to her, but in the previous week, since then, she has been crying day and night, unconsolably so.
What do you guys think? Should we just continue or should we check on this woman?
I say we continue for now. We can come back if she's been crying this way for days. Another few minutes or hours won't
Or
make much of a
days.
difference. Hopefully not days, but if we're in a different plane and it's called the plane of dread, I think this is the last place I want to be in. So I
Believe we
think
are
that's
now
our first
brothers
task.
in arms and woe.
This Mark, is this Strahd a powerful wizard? How did he create? You said people think he created this place. What do you know
Oh
of
my
him?
God. What?
Almost no one knows much about his history. He is a powerful vampire. He commands the weather. He is a master of the creatures of the night. No one has been able to stop him.
Wait, vampire?
You said
Is-
vampire. That's
A
what I heard.
vampire. I caught that. I heard
Vampire.
vampire.
Yes, that's what I heard.
Yes.
We need garlic.
I need everything I lost in the mist for this mission. Now I think we do need to seek a store, Marcus, when we get a chance.
Wood.
I know a
But
store nearby, but it is a terrible, terrible store. The gear that you obtain there is so expensive. Otherwise, in other towns, you could obtain things for half the price. It is such an expensive store. The owner is currently not there, but I will take you at first light tomorrow.
Excellent.
Perhaps we should go to. Is there?
What is it?
I mean, we can go somewhere else that's more affordable if it's not too far away. Otherwise, we'll do it here.
The other stores are too far away. We will
Oh.
have to make some stops there.
Oh no! Oh, I just remembered. I think we're okay. I think we can afford it.
I can craft some wooden stakes. I think I have the ability.
I forgot of our findings. I think we can afford it.
As you continue south, you finally reach this grand mansion. It is surrounded by a rusty fence. One of the gates at the front remains half open, and Ismark steps through it. He turns around and says, "Welcome to my house. It has seen better days, but be welcome nonetheless. Let's continue."
Thank you.
Thank you. This is a nice
Thank
place.
you.
Step through.
And your sister is here at home?
Yes, she must be.
Perfect.
He continues towards the front entrance. You see a set of double doors, and he knocks on the door. You hear someone coming from inside, and you hear the voice of a woman. "What do you want?" And Ismark responds, "Irina, it's me. I brought help. And she opens the door, and you see a woman clothed in armor, half plate perhaps. It is quite ornately, very extravagant. She has a sword to her side on her right hand. She is of almost like a dusky skin with auburn hair, and she looks at the three of you. Who are these, Ismark? They better not be in league with Strahd. And Ismark responds, No, no, Irina, calm down. They are visitors from other worlds. That creature over there, she is called, I'll call her Mu. And this man is Jace, and this other man is Marcus. They were tricked into coming here. They forged father's handwriting. Oh no, she says. Be welcome, adventurers.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Who does your armor, by the way? It is magnificent. I look at mine.
It is a heirloom, thank you. It was a gift from my mother. And Ismark says, It is not safe to speak outside. Strahd has spies everywhere. Let's go inside.
Quickly we go
To
inside.
the house. Look around. Checking out my surroundings.
You have a
enter
beautiful home.
an elegant but thank you. You find yourselves in an elegant but decadent living room. There are grand stairs leading upwards, but everything looks so dusty, worn out. And to the side of this living room, you see a wooden coffin. Within the wooden coffin, there is the corpse of an older gentleman. It is covered in flowers, and it stinks slightly of rot, but the flowers make somewhat of a decent job at hiding the stink, the stench. You are offered seats in the most decent-looking chairs and couches in the living room.
I will take a seat and ask, perhaps there's any food here we could partake in?
Yes, where are my manners? Sorry. Irina, would you please fetch our guests the best fruit that you can find, and some dried meats, perhaps? Irina, yes. She leaves
So
the room,
generous.
and Ismark looks at the three of you and says, I am glad she left the room. I don't like to talk about our current problems with her around. She has been attacked by Strahd twice.
Why would they attack her?
I believe Strahd wants to make her his vampire bride. The vampire has bitten her twice on the neck.
And she has not succumbed to the bite yet.
No, may the gods help us. No, not yet. But I think it is a matter of time.
It's interesting indeed.
If
Why
he
would-
has
If this is
chosen
so,
her.
I thought any bite would turn one into a vampire. She must have a strong will.
It seems that this vampire Strahd, he is a sadistic creature. He wants to savor her sweet blood because once she is turned, she will not be able to produce blood on her own, and then she will be forever his. I need you to help me escort Irina far away from Barovia. It is so cloudy right now, but when the sky clears up slightly, you will see that Castle Ravenloft, the home of the vile creature, looms over this village.
Where could we take her that which she would be safe, though?
far to the west. I want to talk things over with my friend Donovich. He's he's a cleric that lives almost at the outskirts of this village in the north side, in the temple to Palor.
Excellent. Paler guides us all. Perhaps I could join you, or is this a private matter?
No, we must all go because I also want to request your help. We wanted
Excellent.
to take my father's corpse for burial. We haven't attempted that because the last time we attempted such a thing, we were attacked by wolves.
We heard wolves on our way in, didn't we, Marcus?
We did. We didn't see any, but we definitely heard them.
Understandable. We could certainly help escort
Suddenly, Irina
the
returns.
body of the father.
Yes, please. Irina returns and serves the food. And
Thank
as you are
Excellent.
eating,
Thank you.
Ismark also says, "You are most welcome, friends." Ismark continues, "These wolves are not natural, but I am certain that with a group of threatening-looking adventurers such as yourselves, we can perhaps scare them off or fend them off if needed."
I think we're quite capable.
You can handle some wolves.
Yes, we can definitely deal with some wolves.
That sounds perfect, my friends. Now, Donovich, at about this time, it should be 5 p.m. He is not holding services. He is deep in prayer and meditation. He has some troubles of his own. I will explain more when we get to his place. You have to see it to believe it. Trust me.
So, do you want to leave first thing in the morning?
That might be the wisest if it's possible.
Yes, I recommend that you rest. You spend the night.
But we can we stay here
Yes.
then? Yes, thank you so much.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Of course, I will provide rooms.
It's much
Thank you.
appreciated.
The food is excellent. Thank you. I've been hungry. Haven't eaten for quite some time.
Very well. Irina. Irina, please prepare 3 rooms for our guests. Irina walks away.
Any leftover food I pocket quickly
Now, I
for a
must
ration.
warn you. In this place, this demiplane, the creatures are so much stronger when compared to other places. Those scholars and wizards that come from other planes, they tell us that the monsters here, the undead and creatures of the night, they are much stronger.
What if it's like that creature what is that? What was the name of that creature we fought? Logarth in the house. Marcus.
I don't-
Logar was difficult.
Logar? Okay.
Yeah.
I have never heard of it. I actually forgot what it was called.
You all
The
remember the name
The
Loigor.
water.
Logar. That was a tough monster. It almost.
I had never heard. Where did you find such a creature?
It was a house. I believe there. I have to remember. I definitely remember the children's name is Rose and Thorn.
Yes. Their house.
Little
She
Rose
told me
and
her
Thorn.
parents' name.
They have gone missing for so long, for more than a year.
We found their skeletons and spoke to their ghost.
So they were killed. We always suspected that their family were cultists worshipping the devil Strahd.
That'd make a lot of sense.
Would make a lot of sense.
Yes.
Such horrible things.
Indeed.
Very well, friends. You know what? I think I will check to see if the stores are open. You just finish your meal, and I will get to things, verify if the store is open. Then I would recommend that you retire to rest. You have obviously been through so many things. I can see that some of you have a bit of blood, and your armor seems quite battered.
Yes. Quite a bit on myself, but I'm fine.
Yes.
A little buffing will do it just fine.
A good night's rest would be good, though. Certainly.
Yes. Nice rest.
Very well then. Ismark prepares things, and you are taken to the store to carry out your business, look for wares, which will be handled later. And as you retire to bed, well fed and rested, each one of you obtains a pack of rations and a water skin for your journey, provided by Irina and Ismark. As you are resting in your beds, trying to recover completely from the day's work, the three of you dream of a ghostly procession moving from the graveyard located in the north of the village, moving towards the Castle Ravenloft. It is a procession of many adventurers that have died. You know this in your dream. Many adventurers throughout the years have attempted to thwart Strahd, and they have all failed. You count their numbers in the hundreds. Suddenly, you awaken about at 6 a.m. You hear knocking on your door. It is the voice of Ismark, and it says, "Friends, get up. We are under attack. The house is under attack." And now the session is
Leap
over.
up.
We are out of character.
Cool.
We are out of character.
Awesome.
That was awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. I tried writing stuff down this time, but I was like, I don't think I got
We're
it
going
all.
to handle the store thing in the Discord. I will
That's
tell
fine.
you more or less the prices or how they are selling things. So what do you think about the adventure?
It's
far?
fun.
Good.
Fun. It's
Fun,
good.
yeah.
Good. Nice and spooky.
I like the little bed thing. I like the choppy doors, whatever they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised no one got axed by them though. Whoosh. That was cool.
I actually enjoyed the fight against the mound quite a lot, especially when Grandma used her electricity. But that actually heals the creature, and I was like, they
Yeah.
already healed it.
I'm like, no.
I'm trying to think of something funny to say, but I couldn't.
I want to learn stuff.
But it was quite dramatic, especially when
like
Jace went down. That was perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought you were going unconscious, especially when you
2
said
hit points left. 2 hit points left.
Two hit
you
points.
said
Uh-huh.
you said I can take this, and you took that much damage. I'm like, oh.
I mean, I was correct to level up to level 2, right? From last time. So I'd have to, okay.
Yeah,
Make
we
sure I'm
just don't
not
have
messing anything up. Okay. So
we just
yeah.
don't have spells.
I was so
I forgot to
close.
mention that when you exited the house, you are now level 3, the milestone.
Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent.
And I'm going to provide you experience point rewards through the Discord because you obtain rewards based on the enemy that you defeated, the roleplay, etc.
Cool.
I also like it that Marcus finally got some lucky rolls in his dice because Grandma
yes.
in the
Yeah.
previous session, Marcus, the dice did not favor him, but now he was the star of the show with all of those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did the
Awesome.
damage. And
Yeah,
without
you
those
did
rolls,
good.
We would have been
I
done.
had some speaker rolls where I'm like, nothing I added that's gonna help.
Okay, so
7.
I thought I must have got it wrong. I thought the guy that we got to know from was that guy's grandfather or father. Was that wrong?
No, it was a
this-
messenger. It was just
Oh,
a
okay,
messenger.
okay.
He said he worked
Okay.
for him, So
I'm bad at
it was
details. I'm sorry.
I thought it was. I figured it was someone from his staff or something to that effect.
I thought the
butler
wine
or
might have did
something.
something too. That's why I drink it. I like to I like to test the water, because that's all the fun stuff is like. I'm not gonna do that because obviously it's like that's the fun part. You do the, you never know.
Yeah, but now you saw that you have been tricked. Well, at least Jason and Marcus, you were tricked into coming here for some nefarious purpose.
Yep.
Mhm.
I just got
Actually-
stuffed up.
Actually, his name was Ari. I think the guy who gave us the note. If that's
Uh-huh.
really his
Ari.
name.
Our full
Ari,
name,
yes.
Arigal, complete name Arigal, as they mentioned, the Vistani ladies.
Ari, no.
Oh yeah.
Um,
There we go.
So I wrote down. We're gonna handle that later, so we'll talk about that later. The money
Mhm.
stuff. Okay, yeah. I wrote it down,
Well-
but I thought I got wrong.
Mm. Well, thank you for playing, and thank you to everyone at home that is watching this actual play. We are going to continue next week, unless there is some sort of emergency. We are going to continue Thursday at around the same time.
Thanks for your
As
tip.
always,
Still alive.
and remember, it is better to roleplay and fail in character than not to roleplay and fail as a player. And for those of you that wish to support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description. I am stopping the recording in 10 seconds.